Good day, one and all, and a very warm welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much, and I'll be talking on this particular video my dilemma regarding it's about soya milk, yeah, and as you can see, there's three types of soya milk that I'll be discussing, and I have a bit of a dilemma about these three. But before I go into the details of these three lovely products, I want to give a big thank you and shout out to each and every one of you who responded and left a reply to my last video about gratefulness and all that type, and also your warm wishes and help regarding, obviously I don't have a job now, but and some of you guys have not got jobs as well. As I mentioned, there are millions of us now, thanks to this pandemic that's going on. We don't have jobs or whatever, but we'll get through this, and I certainly believe by being grateful. And for me, I'm absolutely grateful for the most important thing in my life, and that's my health. Yes, we need to look after our health, and my health is my wealth, and I'm very grateful for that. So thank you guys to everybody who left comments on that last video. Greatly appreciated, and I think the more we can spread this goodness and kindness, then the better. So thank you all so much for that feedback. So swiftly moving on to the dilemma of my soya milk dilemma. Now, as you can see in that picture, I've got three soya milk cartons, and sometimes I might refer them to as a box because they look a bit boxy. But yeah, these soya, so you've got two of them are Alpro brand, and the other one is a Co-op. Other brands are available, but these were just the three that I'd purchased all at the same time in the supermarket. And the thing that stuck out to me, because I'm not one much for looking at detail and the content and so on and so forth, but it's the price. Yeah, with what's been going on, I'm very much more price conscious of what's going on with these particular products. So when I looked at the three, and as I say, I purchased these all at the same time, same supermarket. So the thing that struck me is, whilst one of the items was refrigerated, the other two were just on the shelves. But it's the price, and it's almost a £1 difference. I think it was 80 pence, which I think in American speak might be 80 cents and £1, £1. It's not an exact conversion rate, so I'm not a currency converter. But so you can see the dilemma of a difference. So one of them would be 80p, 90p, and the other one would be almost £1.60. So that's quite a big price difference. And I'm thinking, so in my little brain, when I got home, I started looking at these items and looking at the detail that's on the actual cartons. But you'll see that all three are soya unsweetened. So there's no difference in the actual name of the product. So it's not like I'm comparing soya almond to soya unsweetened and then soya regular. So all three are soya unsweetened. So the first thing I've done is I looked at the nutrition typical values, and I think on the sides of the boxes it talks about per 100 millilitres. And surprise, surprise, the two soya products both have the same nutritional value. Now, what's the difference between two of these boxes and one of them? As I mentioned, one of them I found in the refrigerated area. That was the more expensive one. And the other two were just on shelves. The other two that are on shelves are listed as 1 litre UHT. And for those who don't know, UHT is how it's been pasteurized, which is ultra high temperature, UHT. Or sometimes it's just called ultra pasteurized. I'm not going to talk about the whys and wherefores of ultra pasteurization, what it does. I think that's for a science project. I'm here to talk about the content and nutritional value of my plant-based dilemma, because it is a bit of a dilemma for me. Is, am I getting the same nutritional benefit from this? Is there any pros and cons of UHT, non-UHT milk, and so on and so forth? That's my question. And so the two Alpro boxes have exactly the same content. So I looked what was on the supermarket branded one, and would you believe the nutritional value per 100 millilitres is exactly the same. No difference at all. I think there was maybe a 0.1 gram of a difference of maybe on the fat value, and but that was it. It was basically the same. They all talk about, and they've got the content on there. One is that sometimes it might be in big letters or different font or bold, but all three of them state that it's a soya drink with added calcium and vitamins. And they go on about in terms of you can, once opened, keep refrigerated and use within 5 days. So that led me to look at, okay, let's look at the dates that these use by dates we have on there. So the one that was in the refrigerator had a date of the 27th of July 2020, which is this month. And so from when I purchased it, that's about a 6-week shelf life, which is quite a long shelf life, yeah, compared to regular cow's milk, which I think you might have a week. Some of them might be days, depending on how fresh it is and how it's been treated. So even the refrigerated one has a shelf life of about 6 weeks. But then when I look at the dates for the other two cartons, both say UHT, both the Alpro and the supermarket branded one is 2021. So that you're looking at nearly 9 months. Not quite 12 months, but about between 8 and 9 months. And whilst the carton does state that once opened, keep refrigerated, if you keep these cartons closed up and don't touch them, they can sit on the shelf for near enough 9 months. That's a real long shelf life. So my mind's going 10 to the dozen, thinking, is there something different in these? Is there whatever? But I can't find anything in content. That's what I'm asking you guys. Is there any experts or people who have opinions or have researched this? I could Google till I go blue in the face, and I can't see any, in terms of nutritional value for me drinking these, I can't see any difference. So me being a consumer, and whilst I appreciate that the Alpro, certainly here in the UK, I guess if you were comparing it to like cars, that the Alpro is probably like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, Maserati, Porsche. It's high-end Mercedes, something really good, whereas the supermarket branded one might be your Suzuki or your Ford Escort type thing. No offense to Ford Escort drivers, but you know what I mean. Practical, functional, gets the job done. Whereas the Alpro one's a bit more fancy, and but they all taste the same. I don't find, for me personally, I prefer the taste of soya milk compared to cow's milk, but that's just me. But in terms of comparing the three products, all three taste the same. So can anyone out there help me with this plant-based dilemma? Because whilst I'm not here evangelizing the joys of veganism, I'm not a vegan, and I'm not going to be doing any virtual signaling of how I'm going to save the planet and you should all change and do this as well. I just do what I feel comfortable with, and if you're listening to this and you want to try it out, then great, go for it. For me, I much prefer the taste and flavour, but if the costs become prohibitive, then that's another consideration as well also. And I'm sure some of the top vegans will come back with a riposte to what I've just said as well. So it's not just about cost, but hey, we're here to appeal to everyday households and so on and so forth. So, when I look at the how it's been packaged, Alpro, there's some wonderful information on the side here, like rich in protein, contains no sugars or sweeteners, sustainably sourced, and it's good for you, good for the planet. It's fantastic. I love it. But for me personally, it's more about the taste and the flavour, and the fact that it's all plant and packed with protein. For me personally, that's an added bonus. So is there anyone out there who can help? I would very much welcome your feedback. And are there any other products out there, alternative, that you use with your cereals? Because I do love the Alpro with my Weetabix in the mornings, and it does taste good, and it feels fresh. I enjoy it, and I'm sure you enjoy it as well. But are there what is the difference? You know, am I missing the bleeding obvious? I could Google, as I said, till I'm blue in the face. You know, the difference of UHT or not. All three are long life milks, but the ones that say UHT on the box are clearly longer than the other one, but they've all been treated in a certain way. The nutritional value is the same, so really, what is the difference? So that concludes my dilemma and this particular video. So I look forward to hearing your feedback. Thank you so much for your time to listen and watch this. I greatly appreciate that. And as I mentioned earlier, if you are new here and haven't already done so, then please do click on that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up, because it does help tremendously this channel, and it doesn't cost us a penny to do that. Thank you so much for listening. See you at the next video. Bye bye.